Hello fellow artists and art fans out there. This is Steampunk J coming at you with part 2 of my illustration of Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. And before I begin this video, I just want to wish you all a happy new year. Happy 2017. Wow, a year has already gone by and it went by fast. And we have so much to look forward to in the next year, everybody. And I'm pretty sure many of you guys that clicked this video, you're looking forward to seeing this drawing finished. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now, I just want to wish you guys once again a happy new year, and I have so much to look forward to this year. I have so much plans, I have so much artworks that I plan to create this year. And hopefully this will be the year where I'll start getting my works out there to start help promoting more of my artworks. I know that doesn't make that much sense, but you know me. Every time I prepare or rehearse to speak in one of my videos, it never comes out the way that I want it to. Heck, I even done a video before, and before we started recording this, and I was speaking perfectly. I guess I seem to do a lot better when I speak to myself. Yeah, I'm a very lonely person. I speak to myself a lot. But I speak so much clearly and I speak so much perfectly when I don't have a recording device or everything, recording every word that I say, because there's always that little thought in my mind saying, you're gonna mess up, and the whole world is gonna know you messed up. So yeah, I'm still doing the best I can to get that voice out of my head, people. So without further ado, here we are. And I noticed, you guys have probably noticed that from the moment that I started drawing or started painting this, that the faces were already completed. Now, I know you guys are expecting probably a picture empty or blank, but to tell you the truth, when I was, before I actually started recording this, I actually had gone ahead and started practicing. Because like I mentioned in the video before, this is my first attempt at painting, or I keep on getting these words confused, painting, coloring, you know what? People call it paint on Photoshop, I call it coloring, and it doesn't really matter. I just call it painting. While I was painting on Photoshop, I was actually practicing. I didn't have the camera recording, and I was just practicing to see how it would look if I painted this a certain way. And since I'm not very good when it comes to painting stuff or doing stuff on my first attempt, because I've been for a long time I've been looking at other videos and looking at other Photoshop tutorials on how people do realistic paintings and paint cartoons with so much work and paintbrushes and paint strokes put into their works. And I was blown away by how much people had put everything into their works to make it look so real. And here I was, a guy that is still learning how to use Photoshop, and I was about to venture into the unknown, about to try something that's never been done before. So get ready, people. In this video, while I was making this video, I was prepared to make a lot of misses. I was prepared to make a lot of mistakes or try something and it may not turn out the way I wanted to. But I just learned to put those things aside and just go forward. Just paint and just hope for the best when I'm working on these things for the first time. And I've actually done some colorings. I've actually done some colors before. When I used to do traditional style of artworks, I used to color with colored pencils and crayons and markers. And those are the things that I've actually have mastered, And trying Photoshop and everything, for the first times, I'm pretty sure that there are many of you Photoshop first-timers out there are aware. It is overwhelming. It is difficult. And it's not that it's difficult because, it's going to take me forever to learn how to master, or learn how to color to its full effectiveness. But I realized that while I'm making these videos, this is going to be my first attempt, and all of you are going to witness a whole bunch of mistakes here and there. If you guys can't find my mistakes, then I've done a good job. But But to me, the whole time that I was working on this, I was just telling myself, you got to do it right. You got to do it right. You got to make sure the hair looks just right. If you want to compete with these other artists out there, you've got to make sure that it looks class A or grade A or whatever high class style of artworks out there. But that's just unneeded pressure that I was putting on myself. And I knew for a long time that I wanted to give this style of coloring a try, because for most artists out there, this is actually the fastest way to color in your images. And also, if you make a mistake, you can just simply hit the erase button or hit the reverse button, redo button, and things go back to the way it was without damaging your original picture. If only if I could have a redo button that can help me make better speeches or something like that, because you're gonna realize that throughout the duration of this video, as I'm talking, my speech is not top of the line professional. I know what kind of person I am. I speak very perfectly when I'm talking to other people. But you put me in front of a camera or have this recording device up to my head, and I just crack under pressure. Believe it or not, whenever I'm talking to a group of people, I don't have stage fright. But whenever you put me in front of a recording device or something like that, then I get stage fright. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, but yet it still happens. And well, during the duration of this video, you're gonna hear me talk about what I think about making this project, how I felt going through with this project. And I can honestly tell you guys that within the 3 hours that I've been working on this, I was enjoying every second of it. And I mean every second, because this is what I love to do. I love to draw. I love to create. I love to make art. And this is a part of my life that I know that I'm not going to be pressured into doing. This is a part of my life that I know that I'm very good at. And this is a lot different than, when you're working under someone else, whether you work at a retail store or a fast food store. You always have someone that's telling you what to do and telling you how to do it right. Well, this is a hobby of mine that I want to see turn into a profession. And you want to know why? Because I'm the one that's creating the stuff. I'm the one that's going all out and making sure that all of my artworks are created in a way that I wanted to see it come out, And the same goes for everybody. The reason why you see a lot of artists as the happiest people in the world is because they're doing something that they love, and no one can ever tell them that their works need to get better, or they're not working on their time schedule or something like that. They work on their own time, and they're the ones creating it in a way that that works, so that they're working to the best of their ability. And in the end, the product looks so great for them because they're the ones that created it. They're the ones that created the piece. So the whole time that I'm creating this artwork, I never look at the time, I never look at the watch, because I'm so into my works. And I just don't know how to describe it. If you really love something, you just want to see it all the way to the end, and you never focus on the time, you never focus on the clock, you never focus on time going by without you, because you love the art process that you're creating. You love doing what you're doing, and hopefully I get to share this video with all of you, and I get to show you exactly what I can do. And normally, whenever I see other artists, they have their own videos, and they've got their stuff's already planned out. They already got steps 1 through 10 already planned out, and nothing's going to deviate from that. But the whole time that I'm coloring in my drawing right here, I'm actually experimenting. I'm actually trying other things, and that's the part that I believe that I had a lot of fun while I was creating this video, because I'm experimenting. I'm trying different brushes. I'm trying different ways to see how it would work with my painting. And most of the time you see me using this particular kind of brush where it looks like the brush is splattering the color all over the picture. But to me, I look at it as giving the image pressure. Oh, watch out for the zoom feature right there. Once again, guys, technology is being very evil with me, and it's another thing that you really have to work with while you're being an artist. Sometimes the digital aspect of things may betray you, and it's the same as a person, like, coloring with color pencils or sketching with regular pencils. The tip of their pencil may break, or if a person is coloring with markers, the marker may dry out. So there are a lot of things and factors here that can really hinder your progress. But as soon as I spot the problem, I fix the problem, and then I move on. Life moves on. And as you can see, so far, like, the hair, the skin, the clothing that they're wearing is all coming out pretty decent. It's all coming out the way that I want to. Okay, how do I say this? You know how most people, whenever they draw their stuff or they work on an art piece, they have a set idea for what they want their image to look like. Well, every time I work on a drawing, I always have a picture of what I want the image to look like. And it's like a funny little game that I play with. Imagine what it's going to be in your head and see how you're going to botch it up in the end, because the drawing is never going to look the way that you want it to. Now, this may sound depressing for most fellow artists and art fans out there listening, but let me tell you a secret. You guys ready? Let me tell you a really cool secret. If the drawing or painting or artwork that you're doing does not come out the way you want it to look like, then good. That's good, because it's gonna come out even better. And the whole time that I'm thinking, my God, is it gonna come out the way I want it to? Is it gonna come out the way I want it to? By the time that I was finished with this painting, I actually took a step back, wiped the sweat off my brow, and this feeling of satisfaction just came over me, like, my God, did I actually do that? This is the best thing that I've ever done. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did it. And that's the feeling that I get when I'm working on these things, because even though that the coloring never comes out the way I want it to, even if the drawing or the sketch never comes out the way I want it to in my head, it always comes out better. And I can say for most artists out there, if you have like a little dilemma or something like that, or if you feel like your artwork's not going anywhere, just keep on going with it. Just keep pushing. Just keep on drawing, and be happy with the outcome, because you have drawn it to the best of your ability. You have drawn it with everything that you've got, and in the end, you realize that this is the stuff that you have put 100% dedication to, and it's going to come out great. It's going to come out better. So, as you can see, I've already done Mr. I feel like I finished with Mr. Claus, and now I have to go ahead and finish the other side. I have to finish Mrs. Claus's uniform. And my gosh, I wish that I could sound a lot better when I'm giving these things, but you know what they say, when I draw, the drawing pretty much speaks for itself. And whether I lack in social graces, whether I lack in talking graces, the drawings that I create pretty much speak for themselves. And I believe that this year in 2017, hopefully I'll get better at my vocabulary. Hopefully I'll get better at my public speaking. Here's a funny story, guys. When I was in college, I've taken a class called speech communications class, and I scored a 99 in that class. I have no problem speaking to other people. I have no problem giving presentations to other people. But for some reason, you put me in front of a camera and I feel like I'm out of practice. Or it's like I said before, there's a guy that's in my head that's controlling all the features, controlling my every move, and he is drunk all the time. I need new management. I need new management in my brain. Whatever. So as you can see here, guys, you're experiencing more of my experimentations, and you can see me actually debating whether I want Mrs. Claus's uniform to be either blue or green, because they both look fantastic, by the way. But in the end, like, I can only choose one color, and that's the color that I'm gonna have to deal with. Now, hear what I just said. That's the color that I'm gonna have to deal with. That is not entirely true, and that's another reason why I love Photoshop, because you can create one layer where it has one color, and then you can create another layer and it has another color. So it doesn't matter how the end product looks like. If someone wants to buy this painting and they liked Mrs. Claus's blue overcoat, then I can just simply go back to Photoshop, and I can just simply put blue back in its place. And with Photoshop, it makes my art process go a lot quicker, and that's like, another thing that that I love while creating this thing, because this is something that I would love to see. I would love to see myself improve within this new year. And as you can see right now, I'm already satisfied with how Mr. and Mrs. Claus look like. And now it's time for me to work on the most important aspect of every drawing, the background. And the background that I wanted to work on is like, a full moon with a starry skies in the background. As you can see, I'm shifting it to the left a little to make sure it's aligned. And the moon in the background may not look like the moon as you see, like, in all the science channels, but when it comes to, like, creating stuff, it never comes out the way you want it. It always comes out better. So I just decided to make the moon look like a Christmas ornament, and I love it. I just love it, because I worked with certain brushes, and I thought it looked all right. Now here I am working on the backgrounds, and you're gonna see me abuse the starry background and using the star brush. I love stars, people. I love looking up in the sky. I love looking up in the sky and seeing stars shine, shine, shine. And once again, I use a random brush to try to create, like, some clouds in the sky. Adding another brush to create more clouds in the sky. And when I was finished with the background, I was actually very impressed that it kind of looks like the paintings that I see on like, Facebook, DeviantArt. And oh, check this out, I even found a radial paintbrush, and I use it. No reason, I just decided to use a radial brush, and I made it work, for me. And the next step that I'm working on is creating, like, the snowy background, the snowy landscape to represent the North Pole. Duh. And of course, I wanted to add some textures, so I just took a random brush and I just threw in some texture in the background, and I used the opacity to bring down the visibility of it to make it look like real snow. And you know what? The whole time that I was just creating this, I told myself, I'm just gonna rock this. Whether it works against me or someone somewhere in the world is not gonna like it, it doesn't matter. I used whatever was given to me, and I made the best of it. And so far, so good. The image is coming out beautifully. It's coming out even better than I expected. And as soon as I reached the end of the drawing or the coloring, I took a step back, like I mentioned before, and I was blown away by the result that I have created. It has taken a lot of time. It's taken a lot of experimentations. It's taken a lot of mistakes here and there, and I just told myself, you know what, you just got to see it all the way through. And that is like, you know, the perfect way to wrap up 2016 and look forward to a brand new year. As you can see, the dots on their the shine on their cheeks, I've added as, like, you know, one last little adjustment, and I make some final tweaks here and there because I'm always experimenting, making sure that it looks good. And as far as I can tell you guys, with 3 hours put into this work, it came out 100 billion times better, if that's even a number. I'm sorry. It came out so much better than I thought it would, and the result is wonderful. And there you guys have it, Mr. and Mrs. Claus together on Christmas Eve, before Santa Claus goes out on his thing, or pretty much the whole story behind it is like Mr. and Mrs. Claus on their wedding day underneath the star, and they're just together. And that is, like, you know, the perfect way to wrap up the new year and begin the new year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my my process, my extremely long process that I've been working on. But like I said, the result is amazing, and I'm very glad that you guys managed to stick around and see me finish this all the way through. So I hope you guys are ready for the new year, because I know I am. And I'll see you guys next video.